Peter Bechtold joins us now. He's the former director of Near East and North Africa Studies at the Foreign Service Institute, part of the U.S. State Department. Peter, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
You know, Russia has its aircraft carrier in the region now. We watched it move that way a few weeks ago. Is Russia stepping up its involvement in Syria even further? What do you make of the renewed strikes?
Well, the ceasefire is finished, and they've decided to resume what they've been doing all along. So I don't think it is connected to anything other than that the ceasefire expired. They are committed to support the government against the rebels. As you know, they call them terrorists.
Now, how do you think the dynamics in Syria will change if the United States ends its involvement there, based on what President-elect Donald Trump has said recently and on the campaign trail?
Well, I don't put too much value into what President-elect Trump has said on this, because on so many other issues he has already softened his previous stances. So we have to wait a little bit. There's a great deal of speculation today in Washington about the new Secretary of State, as you may know from your own bureau. The government of Vladimir Putin is committed to carrying out their mission. Whether or not it's successful is, of course, a different question, but it is going to change the military equation in favor of the government, somewhat.
Well, with a new administration change and it being the opposite party, there could be some changes. What do you think we could see, even though we don't know who that new Secretary of State would be, but what do you think we could expect with this new administration going in regarding Syria?
Well, I think the overall picture is, number one, not Syria, but U.S.-Russian relations. And all the reports that I've seen coming out of Washington and from people who seem to be well connected is that this is a high priority for the incoming president-elect, and that the Syrian conflict would be a subset of that. So they would agree that the U.S. would no longer support the opposition as it has been doing, both openly and for a while covertly.
As you examine what has been happening in Syria, though, in recent days, recent weeks, what are you looking for next? What do you think we should be watching for?
Well, you know, what I am looking for myself as a student of the region is, what is the role of Turkey going to be? Because the government in Turkey is adamant about the Kurds, who are the only viable force in Mosul and have also been the only viable force in Syria going after ISIS or ISIL. And they are so committed to making sure that the Kurds do not acquire any territory that they will become a major player in this. And this is going to add a new dimension, and it is not predictable how it's going to turn out.
All right, Peter Bechtold, as always, we appreciate your insight. Thank you so much for joining us.